How many of you ever feel like no one understands you? And you feel like you're all alone at the end of the day? Well, imagine a girl no one understands. She struggles to speak, not because she's shy, but because she's missing part of her face. Imagine a girl who comes home after school, a day of being made fun of, and retreats to her room, feeling unable to communicate. Imagine a girl who's laughed at every time she tries to speak. And the kids point at her and they say, "You're ugly. You look weird. What's wrong with you?" Imagine a girl who, no matter how good her homework is, or how smart she is in class, or how good she is at anything, everyone stares at her. Imagine a girl who, no matter how sweet and kind she is, no one wants to spend time with her because of the way she looks. Now, imagine a girl who, in order to deal with all of these emotions, she gets home from school and she dances. No matter what happens to her during the day, if the kids make fun of her or they reject her, she dances. She turns on her favorite song from the Bee Gees and she dances up a storm, making wild, fun movement to the music. The dancing makes her feel exhilarated, free, and joyful. Again, when she goes back to school and the kids leave her out of the activities and no one wants to sit with her at lunch and they don't invite her to a birthday party after school, she turns on that music again. She turns on ABBA as loud as she can and she just dances up a storm. Oh, by the way, ABBA and the Bee Gees, that's the 1970s version of Beyonce and Bruno Mars. The dancing makes her feel special. The dancing makes her feel like any other kid, normal. Even though she's not able to connect to others, the dancing allows her to connect to herself in a deep and profound way. She dances alone in her room after surgeries 3, 4, and 5 to help her deal with the pain. She dances alone in her room after a day in the 8th grade of wearing scissors around her neck because the latest surgery she had, they had to wire her jaw shut. And the scissors are there in case a student or the teacher needs to snip the wires if she chokes. She dances alone in her room after surgeries 7 and 8 while still having bandages on her face during her sophomore year in high school. She dances alone in her room while the rest of her class goes to the junior prom. Imagine a girl who, when she goes to college, she chooses a career path where she doesn't have to be in public and she doesn't have to communicate much with other people. A job where she can hide. Because dancing is for the pretty people. Dancing is for the perfect people. The ones with a perfect nose and a perfect mouth, a perfect face. Dancing couldn't be for her. Dancing was for others. That girl was me. I danced to get through the tough times. I danced to get through the 12 surgeries. I even started to dance to connect with other people. I took the movement I had taught myself alone in my room and used it as a way to socialize and to make friends. After college, I had more surgeries to repair the birth defect, and the result was I looked like a normal girl, but I didn't yet feel normal. All the years of teasing would take a while before I would be able to speak. As I would go to say my name, even just my name, in a group setting, the sound of the kids mocking me would reverberate in my head. Also, after college, I got into a career behind a desk, not dancing. But dancing was still such a part of who I was. When I had a bad day at work, I danced. When I didn't get the promotion I wanted, I danced. When I felt alone, as we all do at times, I danced. Dancing was something I needed. I daydreamed about dance. Sometimes I would sneak off from work in the afternoon just for an hour and take a ballet class. Dancing was such a part of who I was. By this time, I was in my 40s, and I still wanted to make dance a part of my life, but I wasn't sure how I could make that happen, being that I was already older than most of your mothers. But I knew I just had to find a way to pursue dance. Well, the answer came to me when I was at the circus. Yes, the circus of all places. I'm not even crazy about clowns. They had the usual acts. They had jugglers, they had contortionists, but there was one act that held me spellbound, something I'd never seen before. They had these dancers dancing on air, 30 feet in the air, on these two pieces of fabric. I was mesmerized. They were elegant and graceful and beautiful. And when I saw that, I knew that was the kind of dancing for me. So, at an age when you don't start a new chapter in your life, at an age when society tells you you're too old to try something new, especially something like aerial dance, which is dangerous and risky when you're in the 6th, 7th, or 8th grade, forget about when you're 43. At an age when you don't start a performing career, at an age when you don't do these things, I did it. At 43, I went from my passion and became someone who dances on air, an aerialist. Now, of course, it was scary. It was scary because I didn't have the background to pursue this passion. It was scary because people would look at me and they would say, "Oh, she's such a dreamer," or "she's crazy." And I thought, maybe they're right. But I had learned at an early age, you didn't have to try to fit in. It was okay to do things differently. It was scary because I could break my neck pursuing this passion. And it was scary because I had to face down fear every time I tried a new trick. I was learning drops and dropping, unfurling from 30 feet in the air. And believe me, I was screaming. Each one of us has to face down fear in life. That's part of life, and it's part of how we grow. Life can be scary when we try something new. Life can be scary when we don't feel good enough or smart enough. Life can be scary when we feel different. Finding your passion can help you through those scary, tough times. Find that thing that makes you feel whole when someone's trying to take a piece of you. Find that thing that builds your confidence when the world is telling you you're not enough. Find that thing that's your unique voice, your way of communicating with the world, whether that's painting, playing sports, playing a musical instrument, singing, or dancing. If nothing else, find that thing that helps you find your voice. And now, I would like to share with you my passion that helped me find my voice.
But she can't be heard. You can see it there if you catch her eye. I know she's brave, but it's talk, but she don't know. Wish I knew back then what I know now. Wish I could somehow go back in time and maybe listen to my own advice. I tell her to speak up, tell her to shout out, talk a bit louder, be a bit prouder. Tell her she's beautiful, wonderful, everything she doesn't see. You gotta speak up, you gotta shout out, and know that right here, right now, you can be beautiful, wonderful, anything you wanna be. Little me. Yeah, you got a lot of time to act your age. You can't write a book from a single page. Hands on the clock, only turn one way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Run too fast and risk it all. Can't be afraid to take a fall. Sound so big, but you look so small. Wish I knew back then what I know now. Wish I could somehow go back in time and maybe listen to my own advice. I tell her to speak up, tell her to shout out, talk a bit louder, be a bit prouder. Tell her she's beautiful, wonderful, everything she doesn't see. You gotta speak up, you gotta shout out, and know that right here, right now, you can be beautiful, wonderful, anything you wanna be. Little me. Little me. Tell you one thing I would say. I tell her to speak up, tell her to shout out, talk a bit louder, be a bit prouder. Tell her she's beautiful, wonderful, everything she doesn't see. You gotta speak up, you gotta shout out, and know that right here, right now, you can be beautiful, wonderful, anything you wanna be. I tell her to speak up, tell her to shout out, talk a bit louder, be a bit prouder. Tell her she's beautiful, wonderful, everything she doesn't see. You gotta speak up, you gotta shout out, and know that right here, right now, you can be beautiful, wonderful, anything you wanna be. I tell her to speak up, tell her to shout out, talk a bit louder, be a bit prouder. Tell her she's beautiful, wonderful, everything she doesn't see. You gotta speak up, you gotta shout out, and know that right here, right now, you can be beautiful, wonderful, anything you wanna be. Little me.
Thank you. Thank you. I just want to remind everyone to go out and find your passion. Thank you so much.